guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you guys how to make carrot halwa. You can also call it gajar halwa. Gajar means carrots actually in Urdu or Hindi. So these are all the ingredients. This is a dessert made out of like carrots. So yeah, go ahead and note all the ingredients you guys will need for this recipe. And a good thing about this recipe is actually that it stays, you can freeze it, you can make it in bulk and you can freeze it and it stays good in the freezer for a really long time. And when you get a chance to get it out from the freezer, it tastes exactly so fresh, like just the way you make it fresh, and it tastes so good. It's exactly the same, so it doesn't go bad in the freezer. So that's a really plus and good thing about this. So I have shred all my carrots over here. I have about I would say 3 kg. Yeah, I have 3 kgs of carrot over here. So I have here 3 kgs of carrot. Now over here I have cardamoms. So these are green cardamom. So that's how they look like. And they're available in all superstores, supermarkets, and all sort of stores, grocery stores. So here I have condensed milk, about a cup of condensed milk, and here I have my butter, and I have about a cup of butter. So this is all my fat for this dessert. Here I have sugar. I am taking about 1.5 cup of sugar. It's a lot of sugar, but remember this is a sweet dessert, so it do require a lot of sugar. I'm right now taking 1.5 cup. If I need more, I might add more. I will let you guys know if I add more. Here I have all these nuts. I have a cup of walnuts, and I have 1 cup of almonds, peeled almonds, and here I have some raisins, about a cup of raisins. Now I'm adding all of these nuts and raisins because they're available to me. If you don't want to add any nuts, you can make it completely plain. I have seen people make it like with no nuts, nothing in there, only sugar, fat, and their carrots. You can do that, but I personally like nuts in there. I like that little crunch in there, so I do add nuts, and yeah, they stay perfectly fine in the freezer. So these are all the ingredients for this. If I am forgetting anything or adding anything else in there, I will let you know in during my video. And now I'm using this pot, so it's not that deep. So if you have something like that, like a little open pot, I would recommend this. You can also use a wok for this recipe as well. And the reason, because we are gonna cook these carrots, and they're supposed to we're supposed to cook them for up until they evaporate all their water. So for something like this, when it's really open, it's really easy. If something is really deep, a pot is really deep, it's really time-taking thing to cook it. It takes like longer time. I'm not using any non-stick. If you have something like non-stick, you can use that. But I'm just using this. If something like this, see how thick the material is, the pot material. So something like this will be ideal. So it won't stick to the bottom. Otherwise, it'll ruin all your dessert. So yeah, let's start cooking this really yummy dessert. So I washed all my carrots over here, and I'm gonna be using my food processor, and I'm gonna shred all the carrots in here. So the first thing we're gonna do, heat our pot and add our butter in here. Now afterwards, when our butter is all melted, we're gonna add green cardamoms in here. Now our butter is completely melted, and we're gonna add our green cardamoms in here. We're gonna cook it for about a couple of seconds, and then we're gonna add our carrots in here. So we add all our carrots in here, and as you guys can see, this pot is completely full right now. So we're gonna cook these carrots. We're gonna check them on and off for about 30 minutes. up until they all go down. They cook really well, and afterwards when they're cooked like more than halfway, like 80%, then we're gonna add our next ingredient in here. So it's a little bit waiting and patient kind of dessert. It takes a little while, but it tastes so good, so it's all worth it. So we're gonna cook it on medium heat. So make sure your heat is medium, and check on your carrots, like keep moving them, keep stirring them for after like a little bit, after like 10 minutes. Just keep checking on them, because you don't want them to be you don't want them to stick to the bottom and then taste all bitter. So make sure to check on them right after like 10 minutes or so, and they're slowly gonna keep going down. So for the first 10 minutes we're gonna cover it with the lid so it can go down a little bit, and afterwards then we're gonna cook it for the rest of the time like with no lid on. So I removed the lid. I just mix it, and as you guys can see, it just went down a bit. So now we're gonna cook it without lid for about 10 to 15 minutes, and make sure your heat is on medium low, because we don't want to burn it. We just want all the water to evaporate from it, and then we're gonna do the next step. So we want the water to evaporate, and at the same time we want it to be cooked really well from inside as well. So we're gonna cook it for 10 more minutes up until it goes down a little bit more, and then I will show you guys how it looks like. So it's been 10 minutes and our carrots are like less than half now, as you guys can see in the pot. So we're gonna cook it further for 15 more minutes with the lid on. So we're gonna cook it for 15 more minutes with the lid on, so they can cook really nicely and soft from inside, because we're gonna literally mush them to make them like a paste kind of thing. So then let's cook it for 15 more minutes on the lid on in the same medium heat. Then I'll show you how my carrots look like. So it's been 15 minutes and my carrots are cooked from inside. So just mix them a bit to make sure that they're not sticking to the bottom. So now we're gonna add all our sugar in here. So once you add your sugar in here, it'll start releasing more water. So once we add our sugar in here, we mix it really well, and as you guys can see, it starts releasing even more water. So on medium heat, we're gonna dry all this water. Once all this water is dried, then we're gonna add our condensed milk in here, and afterwards we're gonna add our nuts in here. So we're gonna wait for 10 more minutes or 15, whatever time it takes. So our carrot, they're almost done. I add the sugar, it starts releasing so much water, which is pretty normal. So I just dry all the water, and as you guys can see in the pot how less they're left now. They were like, the pot was literally full before when they were fresh, and now look how less they are. So now at this point we're gonna go ahead and add our raisins in here, because we want them to fluff up a little bit, and also we're gonna add our condensed milk in here. So go ahead and add all your condensed milk in here, and afterwards, once you're done adding that, just mix it really well. So we mix our raisins and our condensed milk really well in here. So we're gonna cook it further for about, I would say 10-15 minutes, it depends. Once it's completely dry and it starts releasing all the butter, all the oil, so that's the time when it's completely done. So we're just gonna wait up until then. And once it's completely done, then we're gonna add our almonds and our walnuts in here. Because we're just adding our almonds and walnuts for the crunch. If we add it now, it's gonna be like really soft to bite. So that's why we're gonna add it once the whole dessert is ready. You guys can see it start releasing the butter. the oil, so that means it's completely ready. And also when you just move it around, it's just kind of getting it's sticking to the bottom, so that's one of the sign too that it's ready. It dissolve all the water. So it's really well cooked. All the ingredients are here except our walnuts and our almonds, so we're gonna go ahead and add that. And I also check the sugar, so at this stage you can also check the sugar. If you want a little more on the sweeter side, you can put more sugar in it, but mine was fine because I also add the condensed milk was actually sweetened condensed milk, so that already had sugar in it. So it just, my sugar issue was exactly fine. So we're gonna go ahead and add our walnuts and almonds. So I just put my almonds a little bit. I just crushed them a little bit. It still have like big chunks in it, but I just crushed it a little bit. So if you want to put whole almonds, you can do that, or if you just want to grind it a little bit, just go ahead and do that. So we're gonna put both our almonds and walnuts in here now. So our dessert, carrot dessert, carrot halwa is ready. As you guys can see, I just got a little bit to show you guys. I just dish it out a little bit to show you guys how it looks like. So I hope you guys like this video. If you guys haven't, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next in my other videos. Take care, bye.